Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are going to take a look at a very unique Microbrand watch that is made in Switzerland but has American roots. It is a very innovative watch that is not going to be to everyone's taste but is made to a very high standard. The Swiss watch company Sport watch. This watch was sent to me from Swiss watch company for review and will be making its way to the next reviewer once I'm done with it. Keep in mind that this is a prototype watch that is now in final production stages, and while you can order it from the company's website now, there will be some changes done to the watch, and I will point those out for you. The SWC is a family-owned business. It is run by the American-based Romer family since 1996. They started by manufacturing watches for different brands, and by 2018, they launched their first line of independent watches and successfully funded the Swiss watch company Diver on Kickstarter. Father Steven is the CEO of the company. He has decades of experience in the watch industry after working for the Swatch Group for many years. Son Jeremy is a trained watchmaker who is in charge of assembling the watches in Switzerland, and son Josh is in charge of marketing and social media. The watch we are looking at today is the company's interpretation of a modern sports watch, and it is available for pre-order for $460, which might not be a small amount of money, but a very fair one for a Swiss-made automatic watch. It has a few different colorways available, some more conservative than others, but all are pretty cool. This is the burgundy variation. It also has a quartz version with a few more colors. Okay, let's take a closer look at the watch. Let's first get the measurements so we know what we are looking at here. The width of the case is 41 millimeters. Its thickness is 12.5. The distance between the lugs is 22 millimeters. And both the bracelet and the rubber strap taper down to 19.5 millimeters at their clasps. Lug tip to lug tip is 47 millimeters, and the watch weighs 114 grams on the strap and 175 grams on the bracelet sized up for me. The watch is water resistant to a depth of 100 meters, which is A-OK for a watch that isn't a dive watch. The dial is divided into two main sections. We have a sunken-in burgundy-colored middle part with a unique three-dimensional brick wall texture applied to it, and an outer ring made entirely from ceramic. Let's start with the inner part. It is made out of brass and has that brick wall design that you either like or you don't. It has the Swiss Watch Company logo applied on the 12 o'clock position and Swiss Watch Company embossed underneath it. We have a sloping matching color ring between the middle part and the ceramic ring, and it has the words Swiss made printed in white on its 6 o'clock position. You'll notice that it is not very well centered, and this is one of those issues that Swiss Watch Company are going to fix before the watch ships out to customers. Next is the gray-colored ceramic ring. This is actually a single piece of ceramic with raised indices that are part of the ceramic ring itself and are filled with plenty of lume. The ring itself has a matte finish, while the indices are polished at their tops. The 3 and 9 indices are simple batons. 2, 4, 8 and 10 are sort of smaller pointed batons. And 11, 12 and 1, 5, 6 and 7 are these unique shapes that remind me somewhat of the Predator's signs from the Predators movie. And as a child of the 90s, I find this very cool. This is the time to point out that this is a no-date dial, and that makes it a very symmetrical one. On the outer edge of this ceramic insert, we have 60 small printed triangles to mark the minutes. Swiss watch company spent a whole year designing this one-of-a-kind feature, and they say that on the final production watches, it will be finished to a higher and cleaner standard than on this prototype. The hands fitted on the SWC Sport are highly polished, faceted and loomed dolphin-style hands. The hour hand is a bit shorter than you'd normally expect it to be, and that is so it can be positioned inside the middle part of the dial, and the minute hand reaches all the way to the edge of the minute track triangles. The unusual indices layout creates a one-of-a-kind loom signature. While for me it reminds of something alien, it was actually inspired by the headlights of modern cars. CEO Steven wanted to transfer that design trait to a watch, and I think they nailed it. The final production version of the Sport model will have no less than 20 layers of Swiss Superluminova loom inside those indices and on the hands, and that's absolutely crazy. I can only imagine how bright it is going to be, definitely more than on the prototype. The Sport watch sports a slightly domed scratch-resistant sapphire crystal with 6 layers of anti-reflective coating applied on its underside. The case is made of 316L stainless steel and sports a mixture of brushed and polished finishes. The tops of the lugs, as well as the sides of the case, are very finely brushed, and the fixed bezel and the chamfered edges are highly polished. The finishings and the transitions between them are done remarkably well. The lugs are angled down in a way that helps the watch conform well to the wrist. On the 3 o'clock position we have a screw-down crown, signed with the SWC logo. I have to say that on this prototype example, it is quite hard to grip the crown and screw it in and out, and I hope this is something that Swiss watch company are going to address on the final product. Once screwed out, twist the crown up to smoothly hand-wind the movement, and pull it all the way out. You'll notice that the second hand stops moving, and you can set the time. Between those two positions, you'll notice a ghost position, a position when nothing happens when you twist the crown, and that is caused by the movement having a date complication and the watch not having one. The stainless steel case back is held in place with 6 screws and continues the brick wall theme of the dial. It has the serial number in the middle and the company logo engraved in a circle on the top side of the checkered design. Engraved around the design, we have some of the specs highlights: 100 meters or 300 feet, sapphire crystal, Swiss made, and all stainless steel. Behind this case back lies the Sellita SW200, a Swiss made high beat automatic movement. It has 26 joules and it beats at 28,800 beats per hour, making the seconds hand tick 8 times each second, creating a smooth sweeping effect. It has 38 hours of power reserve, hacking and hand winding, and a quick set date complication that doesn't get utilized on this watch. I don't want to get into too much details about the quartz version of the SWC Sport. I'll just say that almost all specs are the same, except for the movement being a Swiss-made Ronda quartz with a second time zone subdial at the 6 o'clock position. The watch comes on this matching color silicone rubber strap that is designed to fit perfectly between the lugs. It has these vertical holes for some ventilation and a rivet with the SWC logo on the side that faces the wearer of the watch. It is very soft and feels smooth to the touch. The strap has a very good quality and robust milled clasp. It is a fold-over clasp with double pusher security system that connects the strap very nice and securely. It too has the SWC logo engraved on it. Each sport watch will come with an additional matching color Velcro strap that looks very comfortable. The stainless steel bracelet offered for separate purchase is constructed of solid links and solid end links. It is a 3-link bracelet that has a high polished finish on the middle links and brushed side links. It too has a nice clasp fitted on it. On the final production bracelet, it will be a smaller clasp. It too is a milled one with a double pusher security system and the SWC logo engraved on it. It has a very useful system for micro-adjusting the bracelet. Instead of micro-adjustment hose, you just pull this part back and adjust the clasp to whatever length you want it to be. No tools needed. Speaking of which, this bracelet features something that is nothing less than pure genius. The end links have quick release spring bars on them. This means that the annoying and sometimes difficult job of removing the bracelet and putting it back on is done very easily and again with no tools needed. Let's put it on my 7-inch wrist and see how it wears. Here it is on the silicone strap. I think it's a very good size. It wears very nice and comfortable. The strap wears snugly on the wrist, and thanks to the shape of the lugs, so does the watch's head. It conforms very well to the wrist, and overall I am pleased with its fit. And here it is on the bracelet. I think it completely transformed the watch to something entirely different. It completely changes the character of the watch. The bracelet is hefty, but very comfortable as well, and feels good against the wrist. Legibility is pretty good as well. The hands contrast pretty well against the darker dial, and you should be able to tell time with ease at every angle and lighting condition. Now let's go over some pros and cons of the Swiss watch company Sport as I see it. As for the cons, well, let's face it, this watch, like any other watch in the world I guess, is not going to be to everyone's taste. Not everyone is going to like the brick wall design on the dial, or the shape of the hour markers, or even the silicone strap. And that makes sense. Different strokes for different folks, as they say. And this design is way outside of the box and outside what is traditionally common in the watch world. This is a design that you either like or you don't. Other than the design, which is an individual thing, I did find the crown a bit hard to operate. The design on the case back feels a bit abrasive and unpleasant when you touch it with your finger, but I don't really notice it when it's on my wrist. Another thing is the company's name and logo on the dial. These two tend to disappear on certain angles and are quite hard to pick up when looking casually at the watch without really concentrating on it. Most times when I look at the dial, all I see is that light-colored circle part of the logo. That apparently was done on purpose, because people were complaining that earlier SWC models had the company's name stand out too much on the dial and was too intrusive. In my opinion, a better middle ground should be found between having the name too bold and having it practically invisible. We'll finish with the pros, so we can finish on a positive note. We have the materials used to make this watch. For under $500, you get a Swiss-made watch that features 316L stainless steel case, bracelet, and strap hardware, a generous amount of Swiss superluminova lume, and sapphire crystal. You get a respectful and reliable Swiss movement beaten inside the watch. You get a unique design that incorporates a never-seen-before feature. You also get to support a family-owned business instead of a huge corporation, which I think is important. And in return, you get personal treatment, and the customer service from people who actually care about you being satisfied with the product you received. Oh, and did I already mention the quick release spring bars on the bracelet? As always guys, if you're interested in checking this watch out for yourselves, I will leave the link in the description of this video. Let me know what you think of it by dropping a comment below. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the SWC Sport model. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my affordable watch collection if you haven't done so already. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news and updates about the channel, and connect with me on a personal level. Hey, if you're already here, check another one of my videos out. Here are a couple you might enjoy. I want to thank Swiss Watch Company for sending this watch in for review, and to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.